How's your day been?
It's been pretty good so far.
You been working on any projects or applying for roles, stuff like that?
Yeah, applying for roles, and I actually heard back from two recruiters today, so that's always a good thing.
Oh, yeah. That's been the hardest part for me so far, I think, is actually getting people to return your calls, return your emails, return your text messages, stuff like that.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
yeah. How long have you been unemployed?
coming up on 6 months,
Oh, okay. Me too. So September,
October.
October. Yeah. Okay. What's the market been like over there, actually? Like, do you just not hear back from people, or are you having issues with getting interviews but not getting the role?
It's more not hearing back from people.
Yeah.
I apply for at least 5 positions a day, so 25 to 30 a week,
Mhm.
and I might hear back from one every other week.
Yeah. Okay. So with me, I've noticed, well, I've gotten one interview over the course of the whole time that I've been unemployed, and they didn't end up picking anybody from the interview process for the role. They ended up canceling it. So yeah, I definitely know what you're going through anyway.
Oh,
Yep. Go ahead.
sorry.
No,
I
go
was
ahead.
just gonna say I've had two interviews in the 5 months. The first one, the schedule just wasn't going to work out. I've got a 17-year-old son, so I want to spend as much time
Oh,
with him
okay.
before he goes off to college. So that's like they wanted me for like a mid shift. It was going to be I think it was like noon. Yeah, it was noon to 10 p.m.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not
So
ideal.
yeah. So I turned that one down, and then the other one was I had a data center interview me, and I don't think they liked the response to one of their questions. They did the normal like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I was
I
brutally
hate those
honest with where I
questions.
wanted to be.
Right.
And they're like, well, that doesn't really align with what this company does. And I'm like, that's fine. You're interviewing me for an entry level data center. Like, I'm just telling you where I want to be in the next 5 years.
Yeah. I feel like there's usually no, I hate that question because what I end up doing is I usually don't end up giving a truthful response there. I tell them what I think they want to hear. I've done a lot of interviewing over the past 7 years moving here to Australia. So I've gotten pretty good at figuring out what it is that they're trying to get after when they ask questions like that. But those stupid, like
Yeah.
HRE type questions are always the worst ones to answer in an interview.
Oh, they're so bad.
Yeah. So I thought we'd start by, I guess, talking about how you got into tech and where you are now. So if you want to just take me through the process of how you got started and how you got to where you are today.
Sure. So I was actually a maintenance technician for an apartment complex. Um, Moved all the way up from groundskeeper all the way up to maintenance supervisor.
Mm,
So I had a team of three maintenance technicians underneath me. I applied for a technical school in my area called Centric Training. They have a 6 month night class that'll get you from zero experience to having at least two certifications underneath the path that I went all through, which was cloud computing and cybersecurity. I graduated Centric from or with my CompTIA Security Plus. You can see in the background there,
oh, yeah.
as well as my Microsoft Azure AZ 900.
Okay. Cool. And then from there, were you able to get entry level roles after that?
That was one of the nice things about Centric is they had a person there that would go through help you build your resume for more of a technical space, and they would actually like bring companies in and show off their current students, previous students that haven't landed a tech job. So I was able to actually get a knock position with a company called No Traffic before I even graduated.
So that takes us to your entry into the tech space. Have you had other roles than that just first original one or?
I've done a little bit of like desktop assistant, setting up workstations, just on and off as temp contracts.
Okay. Yeah. So you're then relatively new into the tech industry, then you'd say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm about 2 years in now.
Yeah. And that's what I'm seeing, or I'm seeing a lot of people that are in the beginnings of their career have a much harder time breaking into it, what it is they actually want to be doing. I mean, even for myself, right? I've been in tech for 13 years now, but cloud only for like three and a half. And even that, it's hard to find positions that aren't looking for 5 to 10 years experience at the moment. So I can
Yes.
imagine how frustrating it is for you being even newer to something than I am. What sort of roles are you looking for? I know probably entry level, but like what is it that you actually want to be doing on a day-to-day basis?
So right now it's entry level positions, mostly looking at Knox. Um,
Okay. Yeah.
it's going to be the easiest way to get to where I want to go. Eventually, I want to move over into a SOC and either be doing a security analyst position, or eventually, I really want to move into penetration testing.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I've got a couple of friends over here in Australia that do that stuff. They seem to really like the work it is that they do. And would you prefer your roles to be more like project based or like BAU work? I don't know if BAU is a term over in the US. I didn't hear it until I came over
I
here.
say I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, no, business as usual. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I mean, I could go either way. Just with my background, I'm used to having just normal projects as well as like you said, BAU in the background. I don't know if I had to narrow it down, it'd probably be the business as usual.
yeah, probably. I mean, I guess if you're on the newer side, that would probably be more beneficial to learn to pick things up from before you start really getting into projects. So we talked a little bit about how it's hard to actually get people to respond to your applications based off of your resume and stuff like that. Is there anything that's on your resume that you think people might be missing because it's just like lost in the words? Or is there something that you don't have on there that you think would be advantageous for companies that you're applying to know?
I think it gets lost in translation that just because my resume says I'm new to tech, it's not like I haven't used tech. It's not like I haven't had to go through the troubleshooting steps, looking at documentation from wherever. Um, hey, like I said, I was a maintenance supervisor. One of the things I did before I left was I got everybody onto a digital ticketing platform for like maintenance requests. So your door fell off the hinges, you could just submit it off your phone and I would get it directly over to my iPad. So it's little things like that that I think get lost in the translation of yes, I was maintenance, or yes, was doing like contracting work, but I was still working in that space,
I
or
think
trying to at least.
I I think that's a really major flaw in actually the way hiring is done for the most part now anyways. When I'm looking at job descriptions, I'll see a list of like 15 to 20 skills or experience with 20 pieces of technology that they list as being vital for the role. And it's like anyone who actually works in tech knows that like most of the stuff is like figuring it out as you go. And there's no real way to quantify how good you are at troubleshooting stuff and doing research and like coming up with solutions for all of the problems you face. They just have a list of things that they say that they want you to have expert level in, as opposed to trying to find a person who's really good at learning on the fly and stuff like that. So, and
I,
especially,
I completely agree.
and especially someone as new as you are in the space. I mean, you've been doing it for 2 years now, you said, but still relatively new as far as like a career goes. Yeah, it's just a shame that they don't. I feel like they just don't hire based off of what like the actual good qualities you'd want in a person are. That's not that you can't really get that through on a resume. And that's how you get the interview. Once you get the interview, you can make your case. But if you're in a climate like we are right now and you're just not getting interviews, it's impossible to do that.
Exactly.
So you might have answered this question already, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What do you think sets you apart from other candidates that are applying to similar roles that you're applying to?
Like I said, I've got great troubleshooting skills.
Yeah,
Um,
that's where I thought you were going
it's
to go.
have just off based off my resume, like I've got a certification for artificial intelligence, and I haven't seen a lot of people with that yet, especially being newer to tech.
Mhm. What is that certification? Is it using a certain tool? Is it like coding? What specifically is it?
It's a foundational AI certification. So it's just breaking down like the different pieces of how an AI functions, from full AI down to machine learning to the algorithms that actually like build the machine learning, and how to code them, how to construct them in a cloud environment, and then being able to implement it into a system.
Oh, that's cool. So how long did that take you to get?
I actually got that one really quick. That only took about 2 months to do.
Okay. Who is it through?
It was through Microsoft.
Oh, okay. Is it like specific to Azure or just machine learning AI?
It was more specific. Well, later on in the lessons, it was getting more specific to Azure, but the early segments of it could go to any kind of AI.
Okay. So I think that's pretty much all the questions I really had. As far as like work style, do you prefer work from home, working in the office, mix of both? I'm not sure what the climate over there is in the US for those types of things. I know work from home is still pretty big over here.
I actually just had a hybrid role. I actually like that style a lot. Being able to go into the office for a couple days and then being able to jump back to stay at home for a day or two, and then just being able to flip flop when I wanted to go in. And
Yeah, right. I think, yeah, hybrids are the best in my opinion too. I like being part of like a really close team. I like that sort of office environment a lot of times, but then sometimes you wake up and you just don't want to go into the office, right? So it is the best of both worlds sort of thing. Is there anything interesting that you could tell me about yourself that could or could not be tech related?
I live stream on Twitch.
What do you stream?
Just a variety of things, everything from party games like Mario Party, Mario Kart, to recently I've gotten back into a shooter game called Destiny 2. Sorry, I was just going to say I built my channel, my entire setup, all of my networking, everything else. I built all of that from scratch with no knowledge of what I was doing.
Right, that's impressive. Yeah, I haven't been going too hard on the projects recently just because of the fact that I spend all like 5 or 6 hours a day looking for roles to apply for. So yeah, it is getting old. Is there anything that you wanted to bring up while I have you here that we might not have discussed?
No, not that I can think of. Just for companies to not really just overlook somebody just because of what a piece of paper says.
Yeah, it's an important message. I'm not sure what the solution is. I guess my solution for it is to do this exact thing, what I'm trying to do. And I appreciate you're actually the first person that I've been able to record. Not sure if that's a good or a bad thing because obviously I'll get better at this practice. But yeah, hopefully we can get you some sort of traffic to your LinkedIn profile with posting this there. And I'll be throwing it up on YouTube as well, because I think what I'm going to try to do is just do I'm going to edit it down to maybe like a 3 minute clip or something like that to put on LinkedIn and then add the YouTube link for anyone else who wants to see the full video. But yeah, that's the idea anyway. So yeah, I wish you good luck. I know you said that you got back, or two recruiters got back to you yesterday or today. So hopefully one of those roles pans out for you.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'll be probably posting this tomorrow. I'll let you know before I do it because it's just going to take me a little while to edit everything. And then I literally have someone on deck at 8 o'clock. So in 40 minutes to record another one. So you guys are the first two, and I hope it helps you.
Oh yeah, no, I really do too. And this is amazing, Jason. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries. I'm sure we'll probably keep in touch here in Kansas City, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I've never been there, but if I ever make it to Kansas City, I'll definitely reach out.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, well, there's plenty to do here.
Yeah, I'm sure. All right, man. Take care and good luck.